Jaxson Dart was never supposed to be here. A kid from the quiet town of Kaysville, Utah, he was as far removed from the glitz of national recruiting hotbeds as any future NFL quarterback could be. He grew up juggling football and baseball, never quite in the national spotlight, never crowned the next big thing. For most of his early life, his football dreams seemed like just that, dreams. College recruiters barely knew his name. In a world where five-star quarterbacks are groomed for greatness as teenagers, Jaxson Dart looked like a longshot, a late bloomer destined to be overlooked. But football has a way of rewarding the relentless, and Dart's journey would become one of the most improbable rises the sport has seen in years. In Kaysville, sports were a way of life, but Dart's environment was modest. He started 3 years at quarterback for Roy High School, piling up nearly 6,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. The raw production was there, but his mechanics needed refinement, and his competition wasn't exactly drawing ESPN cameras. College recruiters weren't flocking to Utah mid-sized high schools like Roy. His footwork was inconsistent. His name unknown outside the region, and his ceiling seemed capped by geography as much as talent. His father, Brandon Dart, and head coach Fred Fernandez knew better. They saw the way he processed defenses, his ability to stay calm under pressure, and the flashes of brilliance in broken plays. But raw talent alone wouldn't get him noticed by the end of his junior year. Reality set in. To reach the next level, something had to change. That's when the Dart family made a calculated, career-defining decision for his senior season. Jaxson transferred to Corner Canyon High School, a powerhouse program just outside Salt Lake City that had recently produced future NFL quarterback Zach Wilson. It was a bold move leaving behind his comfort zone and hometown legacy, but it was also strategic. Corner Canyon offered everything Roy couldn't: elite coaching, national exposure, and weekly competition against Utah's best. The gamble paid off immediately. Under head coach Eric Shaw, Dart found an offense tailored for high IQ quarterbacks who could make quick decisions and push the ball downfield. From day one, the staff noticed that his arm strength, touch, and anticipation were at another level. And while scouts hadn't taken him seriously before, the new stage made it impossible to look away. Dart's senior year was nothing short of historic. He threw for 4,691 yards and 67 touchdowns, while adding 1,195 rushing yards and 12 scores on the ground. But stats alone didn't tell the story. He played with a reckless edge, refusing to slide, lowering his shoulder into defenders, and carrying himself like the field belonged to him. He wasn't just a quarterback. He was a spark, igniting the team and forcing recruiters to reconsider everything they thought they knew about him. The turning point came in a nationally televised game against Bingham High, one of Utah's premier programs. Dart torched the defense for 277 yards and 6 touchdowns, while adding over 100 rushing yards. By the next morning, his phone exploded with messages. Dozens of scholarship offers poured in. Overnight, he went from a regional footnote to a 4-star national recruit and top 100 prospect. Timing helped too. While COVID-19 shut down high school football across much of the country, Utah pressed forward. Scouts had limited live games to watch, and Dart's explosive performances were broadcast for the nation to see. By season's end, he was the Gatorade National Player of the Year, an honor rarely awarded to someone outside traditional recruiting hubs. His journey from obscurity to stardom was complete, or so it seemed. College would test him all over again. Jaxson Dart committed to USC, a storied program searching for a leader to revive its faded glory. The bright lights of Los Angeles were a world away from Utah, and the pressure was immediate. In his debut against Washington State, Dart didn't just meet the moment. He owned it, throwing for 391 yards and 4 touchdowns. But the triumph was short-lived. In the same game, he tore his meniscus, an injury that required surgery and forced him to the sidelines. Playing through pain, rehabbing, and clawing his way back into the lineup became his reality. He finished the season with 1,353 passing yards and 9 touchdowns in just 6 games, a glimpse of potential wrapped in the harsh lessons of adversity. Then came another twist. Lincoln Riley arrived as head coach, bringing with him star transfer Caleb Williams. It was clear the Trojans were moving in a new direction, and Dart's path to starting was blocked. Entering the transfer portal was both inevitable and gut-wrenching. He left USC with no guarantees, carrying the weight of starting over yet again. His next chapter unfolded at Ole Miss under Lane Kiffin, a coach known for unlocking quarterbacks. Dart had to fight for the starting job against Luke Altmaier, and once he won it, he wasted no time leaving his mark. He broke program records for passing yards, total offense, and wins by a starting quarterback. He threw for 515 yards and 4 touchdowns in a single game against Arkansas and led the Rebels to their first 11-win season in school history. By the end of his college career, he had surpassed Eli Manning's marks in total offense and career passing yards. Teammates raved about his leadership and composure, calling him the heartbeat of the team. Jordan Watkins, one of his top receivers, described how Dart's confidence galvanized the locker room. But Dart's impact wasn't just statistical. He actively recruited transfers, pitched players on joining Ole Miss, and built a culture of belief. Leadership for him wasn't about fiery speeches, it was about authentic connection. His resilience through injuries, transfers, and high-pressure moments became his signature trait. By his senior year, his reputation as a tough, adaptive, and team-first quarterback had solidified. Even as scouts debated his ceiling, then came Draft Night 2025, where his journey reached its most dramatic chapter. The New York Giants, fresh off years of quarterback purgatory, shocked the league by trading 3 picks to the Houston Texans for the 25th overall selection. Their choice? Jaxson Dart. Analysts were stunned. He had been widely projected as a data pick, maybe late first round at best. But the Giants front office saw something in him the same way his high school coaches once had leadership. His toughness, and the ability to elevate everyone around him. The gamble was clear. New York had Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston for the short-term, but no long-term answer. General manager Joe Schoen believed Dart's trajectory mirrored the kind of patient gamble that worked for the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen, a quarterback with raw tools and elite intangibles who needed the right environment to flourish. Scouting reports pointed to Dart's stocky build, quick release, and accuracy in rhythm throws, while noting areas for growth, like anticipation under pressure. For the Giants, those were teachable traits, not fatal flaws. The decision carried risk. The Giants sacrificed multiple draft picks to move up. Some pundits accused them of overreaching for a player with an imperfect resume, but others understood the vision. Leadership is rare, and culture-changing quarterbacks are priceless. Dart didn't just join a team, he joined a franchise desperate for an identity shift. His story, from small-town obscurity to first-round pick, resonated far beyond stats. It was about resilience, adaptability, and an unshakable belief in himself that drew people in. Dart's NFL journey will be defined in the seasons to come, but his rise is already a testament to perseverance. From late nights in Utah throwing, 2 friends under dim field lights, to breaking records in Oxford and hearing his name called in Las Vegas on draft night, his path has been anything but conventional. The New York Giants didn't just draft a quarterback, they bet on a story, a leader, and a belief that sometimes the overlooked kid can become the face of a franchise. The question now is simple. Will Jaxson Dart reward that faith and lead the Giants into a new era? Or will the bold gamble go down as another footnote in the franchise's turbulent quarterback history?
What do you think?
Will Dart become the culture-shifting leader New York desperately needs? Or will the pressure of the Big Apple prove too heavy? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe for more incredible NFL journeys just like this one.